one of the things you've done most recently was spend a lot of time at Charity Water, over a decade there, and 5 of those years you were COO, helping Scott Harrison, the founder, accomplish this amazing vision. And this is what I found on your LinkedIn. I did some snooping. You had the honor of architecting a transformative organization from a bold vision into a 100-person, $100 million global award-winning enterprise that has brought clean water to more than 12 million people across 29 developing countries. Are you tired?
Yeah, I am, but I would say that I'm much more motivated, inspired when I know that says that on my LinkedIn, but even just hearing it, it still really fills me with joy and gratitude for, it was really an amazing once in a lifetime experience to be a part of Scott Harrison, the founder of Charity Water's vision, and to play a role in really bringing that organization to where it is today.
Yeah. And, we've had Scott Harrison at some of our EntreLeadership events. He's an incredible guy. And one thing I know about his vision, it was partly to bring clean water to all of these countries that so desperately needed it. But he also decided, on top of that, I also want to reinvent charity as a whole. Is that what drew you to Charity Water?
Yeah, yes, 100%. My career started, as you mentioned, in fashion. And I've always been motivated by creativity and big vision and the ability to disrupt a space with a brand. And Scott, when he founded Charity Water now more than 15 years ago, as you said, there was this mission, which was, exceptional. And most of us hadn't thought about if we've heard about it, and certainly weren't acting on it, which was to solve the water crisis. At the time, there were 1 billion people on the planet without access to clean water. There are still now nearly 800 million people on the planet that don't drink clean water. But Scott had this bigger vision, and that is what I was attracted to, which is the idea to reinvent charity, to really change what we thought of and expected from a charity, from what was previously maybe not lots of trust in charity and not a lot of clarity on where our money was going. It was about proof and transparency. I was also really motivated by Scott's bold vision to take a charity and make it beautiful and hopeful and inspiring, something that we love, something that we couldn't wait to tell our friends about. Not that we were giving out of guilt, but we were giving because we were inspired to be a part of this movement of generosity. I think, Scott has always really seen the joy in giving. And I think with what Charity Water, with the vision, was to invite, hundreds of millions of other people to participate in that giving and that joy. And even more profoundly, you were helping people you would never meet, people you would never see, people you probably couldn't really relate to because you did have all the clean water that you needed to brush your teeth or, whatever it was to take your shower. Like, you hadn't thought about not having access to clean water. And so Scott was able to have this bold vision that would transcend that gap and bring us together and unite us in a way that, as a people, we could be lifting one another up.
Yeah, there's so many incredible components of what Charity Water has done and is doing, and you had an incredible part in that. So how did you take that vision, which is, an overwhelmingly large vision, and then convert that into organizational structure where you could kind of put some feet on the ground and go, okay, this is how we're going to accomplish this?
Yeah. Well, first of all, for me, I am an operator and a generalist, which basically means I'm a problem solver, which means I like working with big visionary people who have a lot of problems they want to solve. So Scott and I were a good match from the beginning because of that. And, it's step by step. And so for me in the beginning, the way I started at Charity Water was as a consultant, actually, to produce an annual gala. And that was my first kind of foot in the door of understanding what was happening at Charity Water. And in that instance, a gala, especially in a fundraising organization, is really brings all of the team together. It's about fundraising, it's about your donor engagement, it's about your operations and your creativity. And so I was able to really get a taste for the structure of the organization. And that led me into becoming the executive producer, which was my first role at Charity Water. As you said, I was there for 10 years and kind of moved up the operations chain from an executive producer to a chief of staff and ultimately, as you mentioned, to COO. But as executive producer, where I started was an audit. And I still do that today, kind of anywhere I work, as before having an opinion or a point of view or a perspective is listening and learning. So I do a kind of learning tour, not just meeting the people, but also understanding how does the work actually get done here. I'm a really big believer in ensuring that the organization is designed in a way that is authentic and aligned with the mission and the vision. And so knowing so clearly from Scott that we were existing to solve the water crisis, but that we wanted to do it by reinventing charity, my job was to make sure our organization was designed and had the right people in it and the right way of thinking to achieve those things.